Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. It is Saturday morning, but I wanted to come on here real quick and tell you we're doing a family supper tonight. So I'm bringing you along. We will highlight the entree recipe, and I'm just kind of winging it, putting things together. And so it's not going to be, it's going to be just highlighting the whole meal in general, but really I will show you how to make just the entree. But anyway, first thing this morning, I got up at 5 o'clock and I put my grandma's lemon pound cake in the oven, and it has come out. I cannot wait to get into it. If you can remember, if you guys have been watching me for a while, do you remember what I like to drink with my thin sliced piece of pound cake? If you remember what I like to drink with my pound cake, leave that in the comments below. But anyway, I will also leave in the description, I will try to leave the link to my video on my grandma's lemon pound cake. It's so good. Anyway, right now I am headed to a speaking engagement. It's going to be kind of an all-day event. I won't be speaking all day. I'm probably only going to be speaking for a little bit, but it's going to be an all-day event. So I'm going to come in on 2 wheels putting together this supper. Hey, I'm glad you're with me for it. I'm praying. I forgot to lay out my chicken last night, so I've laid it out this morning, and we got to pray it thaws really fast. I'm going to start my dishwasher, let it run while I'm gone, and so when I get home, we will hit the ground running. I've already made my tea for tonight, so it's made. The cake is made. I bought pre-made baguettes, so all I have to do is slice them up and toast them. So it should be fairly easy, but I got to get home and get busy. So let me head to my speaking engagement. I'll see you when we get back. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I upload content mainly on cooking, but some weeks, like the last 2 weeks, have been so busy that cooking has taken a back seat. So whatever I do, I bring you guys along for it. Whether it be ministry work, farming work, running errands, grocery hauls, I bring you for it. That's what this channel is. It is not basically a cooking channel, although that's the majority of it. But just know there are times that you'll get other things. So I hope you're here for it. I'm here for you. So I'm going to head to my speaking engagement. I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Well, I am home from my event today, and it is time to start kind of getting ready for supper. The first thing I want to do is to get this chicken trimmed up, any of the fat or gristle or any of that kind of stuff taken off. And these are those really big chicken breasts, and so I want to slice the chicken breast in half the best I can. And I'm going to take my rings off because I don't want them to get icky. All right, and we're going to see if this goes well. If not, I'll just keep them whole. Doesn't matter, it's the same amount of chicken, but I'm actually going to do these in the air fryer today. I'm going to try doing that. I may have to go change clothes. My sleeve is wanting to come down. All right, so I'm going to start kind of with this fat end, and we're just going to cut that in half. Perfect. All right, I'll be sure I get it all the way through. Very good. All right. So I'm going to keep doing this to the chicken breast. Again, I'm going to, clean off any like weird gristly fat. Like there's a piece right here. And I don't know about you guys, but you see there's like I don't know if it's a tendon. I don't know what it is. To me, it's just not appetizing. So I'm going to get rid of that. All right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to cut them all in half. There we go. All right. So I'm going to keep doing this. And when I get ready to put them in the air fryer basket, I'll bring you guys back and we'll find something in my cabinet to season them with. Salt and pepper is always a great go-to. I mean, if that's all you have, let me tell you, that is perfect. So many things I season with just salt and pepper because sometimes you mask the flavor of the meat itself when you over season. But I think this one's slightly frozen. It should slice real good. But I think I'm going to look for a little extra seasoning in my cabinet. If I have it, if I don't, then oh well, it's okay. We just won't use it. So, all right, I didn't do too well on that one. All right, so I will see you guys back in just a second. Let's try this again. I thought I was filming and I wasn't. Okay, I found my go-to seasoning for that I'm going to use on my chicken, and it's my favorite here lately. It's the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. It's for steak, vegetables, fish, chicken. Anything is good with this on it. So I'm not going to film over at the air fryer. It's crowded over there. You really couldn't see what I'm doing, but I'm just going to fit as many as I can without overlapping them in the basket. Season them up, spray them down with spray the basket and the top of the chicken. Let it go for 400 for about 15 minutes. And if I was just serving this up as grilled chicken, I would flip it halfway through. But since it's going in a dish, a pasta dish, I'm just going to let it go the full 15 minutes the way it is. So, all right. I'll see you. Let me grab the salt and pepper and I'll be right back. We got to get this cutting board cleaned up because I need to get out and my bar cleaned off. I like to spray it down and disinfect after I cut chicken. And but then we need to get out another cutting board and whoops, get out another cutting board and cut up just a little bit of onion, not much, just a little bit. Okay, that's about all I'm doing with the seasoning. When I put it in the basket, I'll do the same thing to the other side. Now I'm going to chop up just a little bit of onion for our Alfredo sauce. Not much, maybe just a quarter of a cup is all. I put my good knife in the sink. I haven't washed it yet. I did wash the cutting board though, but got out a new one to do the onions on, and I'm going to chop up some sun-dried tomatoes. So this is about all the onion I'm going to use. I disinfected my counter. Let's see, I'll get out the kids' fish bowl to put this in. All right, let me grab the sun-dried tomatoes. I'll show them to you and I'll be right back. Here's the sun-dried tomatoes. They are in oil and they're in the long little narrow strips, and I want to cut them up. So I need to drain it real quick, and I'll put some on this board and we'll chop them up. All right, I've put these on the cutting board and I have just gone through them like this. Not any uniform. I don't care if they're the same size. I just want to cut them down a little bit smaller. Let's see, I'm going to add a few more. Now, I did drain the oil off of these, and what I can do is, if I don't use this whole jar, I'll just take a little olive oil and pour back in here, and they'll stay fine. All right, so let me talk to you a minute. I mentioned that I was going to make my own Alfredo sauce. If you watched my grocery haul, you saw that I bought store-bought Alfredo sauce, and that was the whole intent, was to use store-bought. However, and the reason I was going to use store-bought is because I knew I had that speaking engagement this morning. I didn't know what time I'd be home. I didn't know what time. I just didn't know. And but my family has insisted that I make my own. And y'all, really and truly, it is so simple. But before I do that, I'm going to put together, I've got everything chopped up and ready to go. But before I do that, we're going to put our salad together so I can get it done, out of the way, and in the refrigerator. And I don't even have to think about it anymore. So, all right, that being said, I'm going to wash my knife because I need it again to cut the lettuce. And normally I tear my lettuce, but because we're doing romaine, I cut it. So, all right, let me wash my knife. I'll meet you back right here. All right, so I've got my romaine lettuce here, and I'm just going to, let me set these over to the side. I'll just show you one. You know, since this is a family dinner, I'm just showing you like little bits and pieces of everything. So I'm going to cut it down. And I'm going to reverse it and cut it down again. And then we're just going to chop like this. Okay? And if yours is not pre-washed, you want to go ahead at this point and put it in a salad spinner. So I'm going to take care of everything, cut these up. I'll bring you back when I get it put together. All right, so the only thing I'm going to add to this right now and then stick it in the refrigerator is some Parmesan cheese. And we're going to mix it up. I'm going to just put this cheese in there right now. And then, before it's supper time, we'll put the croutons and the dressing on. But right now, I wanted to get this done and out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. All right, everyone, I've got about 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter in here. I'm going to throw those, just that little bit of onion in there. I thought I had a jar of minced garlic, but I can't find it. So we're going to have to use garlic powder, so I'm not going to put that in right now. But we're going to stir this up. While that is sauteing a little bit, we're going to come over here and we're going to chop up some fresh spinach. All right, so this is not for our salad. We're going to chop this up to go in our pasta dish. And I'm just kind of just stacking it up and running my knife through it. We're going to turn it around, run it through it again. If there's big pieces, that's fine. If there's little pieces, that's fine. You just, if you see a big stem, kind of get it out. This was supposed to be baby lettuce, but I mean baby spinach, but I don't think there's much baby about it. But you just want to give it a nice rough chop. I'm going to have to go change shirts. My sleeves are getting in my way. All right, so we're going to let this hang out till I'm ready for it. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. So in with my onions, I'm going to go ahead and put my sun-dried tomatoes in. Now, we may add more before it's all said and done. I don't know if this is going to be enough or not, but I'm going to reserve the right to add more if needed. In fact, I can probably tell you we'll be adding some more. But we're going to let that go real quick. Y'all, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Oh my word. Now, I'm going to put just a little bit. This is cooking wine. Now, I know a lot of you, if you use drinking wine to cook with, that's fine. We just do not buy real drinkable wine. We do realize that it cooks out the alcohol. It's just our personal conviction. We do not buy drinkable wine of any sort, but I do buy cooking wine just to give it that depth of flavor. And so I'm just going to add probably a 1/4 cup here. Be careful if you're over an open flame like I am. Okay, I have turned the burner off at this point because everything is nice and malleable and soft. And so now I'm going to grab out the heavy cream. I'm thinking I'll be using about 1 quart, but I have like a 1/2 quart here. Maybe a little more than 1/2 quart. So I'll be using a little bit out of both containers. The sugars, you see the dark colors in there? That's the sugars in the tomatoes that are just caramelized. So I'm going to use about 1/2 of this container. I also have water over here getting nice and hot for our pasta. If you remember my my grocery haul, I could not decide, so I bought 2 boxes of pasta. I think we're going to go with the bow tie pasta. I think that's what we're going to use tonight. Okay, so now to my cream sauce. I'm going to grab some garlic powder and some Parmesan cheese, salt, and pepper. All right, I'm going to start with the garlic powder. I would have preferred minced garlic, but I don't have it. But there's going to be so much flavor in this that we are not going to miss it at all. All right, so black pepper. And some salt. You don't need too terribly much salt because the cheese we're going to add has plenty. Now, I'm going to use this Parmesan cheese in here, but I also bought the green can to top it off with if we need more. So I'm actually going to put this whole thing of Parmesan cheese in here. All right, I've got my oven on because we're actually going to bake this off in the oven. We're going to make it more of a casserole. We're going to let this cheese melt before we see how much more cheese we need. This is going to be so good, y'all. So good. All right, I'm going to get my pasta and get it in and a timer set. All right, you want to salt your water real good before you put your pasta in, because this is the only chance your pasta in and of itself gets to have any seasoning on it. So now we're going to put this wonderful sauce on it, but the actual pasta itself, this is its only chance to be seasoned. All right, bow tie pasta going in. And I'm going to give it a stir so it doesn't stick together real quick. Alexa, set timer for 12 minutes. Did all of your Alexas just go off? Okay guys, I've added about a 1/2 cup so far of the granulated, or the, the green can. If I had more Parmesan regular, that would be my preference, but this is actually a great way to thicken it, and it tastes just as good. We like it, but if you don't use it, then that's fine. You can use what you like to use, but use plenty of Parmesan. You want it to be nice and thick. And I'm just stirring this. I've got the heat back on slightly, and we're thickening this up as we go. Okay, I've probably added another 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of the grated Parmesan, meaning a total about 3/4 of a cup to a cup. And then the bag I used was 6 ounces of shredded Parmesan. It's going to be hard for me to give you measurements because it just depends on your size, and I just make it till it's where I want it, so measurements are going to be hard to give, but you just keep adding cheese until it gets to the thickness you want it to be. I think mine still needs to be a little bit thicker, but I'm going to crank the heat up just a little bit, see if I can get it to reduce down and thicken up just a little bit. And then we're going to drop our spinach in. right, everybody, it has gotten nice and thick. Still probably not quite as thick as I would like it, but we're going to stop here. I'm pretty good here. I'm going to go ahead and add my spinach and see if it thickens up a little bit more as we go. You can see I made a little bit of a mess over here. Well, you can't see, but I splattered some of my sauce out on the... I'm going to wait till everything cools down to clean that up. Oh, but let me tell y'all, I've been over here slicing up that chicken. It is so good. So good. All right. Oh, yeah. This is going to be wonderful. All right, so I'm going to kind of cut this down for right now. I'm going to slice up the rest of the chicken, and then we'll put this together in a casserole dish. Now look, I may have made too much Alfredo sauce, so I'm only going to pour a little bit at a time. And that's okay, because what does it hurt to have some extra leftover Alfredo sauce? I mean, it hurts nothing. We can have it for a dip for bread, or we can make another pasta dish for lunch tomorrow, or whatever the case may be. If I've made too much, don't think we've wasted because we haven't. We will put it to good use, I guarantee you. All right, I have our pasta here, and so I'm going to start by pouring a little bit of this Alfredo sauce on it. We'll probably need more, and we'll use this one. Thank you. We may not need any more. We can use that for dip for our bread. I'm going to use a little bit. Can you hold it up so I can scoop some of the tomatoes out? That's good. Look at him. He's saying you can't have too much Alfredo sauce. All right.
Once you get the chicken in it,
yeah, it'll soak it up.
Gonna die.
So we have cut up, Bryant helped me cut up the chicken. I'm so thankful. Going in there, and I still have more over here, and that one's still in the air fryer. You got it out? Mm-hmm. All right. And would you open me a bag of bacon bits? Y'all, I meant to put some Italian seasoning in this, but I really don't think it's going to need it. Because those tomatoes, I believe those tomatoes were seasoned with Italian herbs. So I think we've got plenty there. I'm going to add the rest of this chicken. What do you think?
I think it needs it. Okay. How much bacon bits?
Just go to your heart's content. Just watch for that little pack. Right as I said it. Okay. And so now that we've added this chicken and the bacon, I believe we can go with some more sauce. It ain't going to hurt nothing. There you go. We can clean up a pan. Ooh, my pan's dirty. Good job. Thank you. I'll put him in charge of cleanup. What do y'all think?
I need some bread to get there.
He said he needs, the baguettes are in there. I need you to slice them up. All right, so let me get out, see if I can find my biggest casserole dish. And we're going to get this in there and sprinkle some mozzarella cheese on top. And I'll see you in just a second. Okay, everybody, I have my dish here beside us. And this is heavy. All right. Whoa, I'm spilling it. Y'all, this looks so good. Okay. So it's ready to go. I mean, we could eat this just like this and skip this step. In fact, do you want to? I was going to cover it with mozzarella cheese and bake it, but I'm finding bake it. Okay.
Try something new.
Huh?
Try something new.
Try something new. All right. So I'm going to grab got the mozzarella cheese. Turn this around where you guys can see it.
I will taste it though.
Yeah, taste. Let us know what it tastes like. Did you get any chicken?
Nope.
No. Grab that piece of chicken. There you go.
Okay. Delicious.
That chicken was good.
Really good.
All right, I got this.
You can eat it right there.
I knew I would not have time tonight after my big day. I don't have anything to open the cheese with. After my big day speaking, and so I got shredded and didn't worry about shredding my own. And this is supposed to be that really nice melty mozzarella cheese, even though it's in a bag. And I'm only going to stick this in the oven long enough to melt the cheese. I'm going to stick that pasta down in there. You know how with pasta sticking up, it sometimes dries out. All right. So, I'm going to get this in the oven for just a minute. I'm going to slice up the bread. Clean up because I have a huge mess. And I'll see you back in just a second. It just came out of the oven, and let me show it to you. It is absolutely beautiful. See how some of the pasta got chewy? That's okay though. It's still going to be delicious. The bread over here, it's got olive oil, butter spray on it, and so it's ready to go in the oven in just a minute. And I'm going to sit down for just a second. The family's here. They're in the dining room, digging in and filling their plates full. And I wanted to show you what dressing I used to dress the salad. And I used this salad dressing. I bought two of them. And let me show you if I can grab them. The croutons I used were the Texas Toast, just garlic and butter croutons. So the bread is done. The dishes are out. So let's go in the living room, or the dining room, see what everybody's up to. Perfect. Everybody's digging in. Good job.
No, I got pocket.
You've already had a nibble. What did you think?
Oh, it's delicious. Very flavorful. I like it both ways. I like just the Alfredo before it's baked, and I like it as it's baked with the mozzarella on top.
There's our bread. Jess is serving.
I was just going to get some.
What do you think, Mom?
24.
So good.
Caught you with a mouthful, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
So good. Zeke, what do you think, buddy?
Delicious.
Jess?
Hands down, this can go on the
Jamie?
Very good.
Levi?
cookbook.
I haven't even tried it yet.
You hadn't tried it
You
yet?
have. You've already eaten it all.
It's all gone.
I want more.
He wants more.
What's more?
That says a lot.
All right, delicious here.
I love it.
Okay, so it is now actually Monday. We had our family dinner Saturday night. It was absolutely amazing. So I wanted to tell you just a few things, how the night ended, and then explain how I'm going to put the recipe in the description, because it's just kind of, I threw together stuff. So I'm going to give you a base Alfredo sauce, and plus I cook a lot. So your amounts will differ than mine. So I'm going to give you a starting point Alfredo sauce, just basic, just the heavy cream Parmesan, and I'm just going to give you a basic recipe, and then you can, if you need to double it, and then the things you want to add in it. If you don't like sun-dried tomatoes, leave them out. If you like mushrooms, add them in. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give you the list of ingredients I used, just a list, not the amounts. And then I'm going to give you the amounts to a base Alfredo sauce, but you may need to double it. So you're kind of going to have to be confident in cooking, or you're not going to, for me, you're not going to have a exact recipe. I'm going to give you the items I used, because this was basically throwing together stuff I had in the cabinet in the refrigerator, and stuff that I wanted to go into it that I picked up at the grocery store. Now remember, you can definitely use a store-bought Alfredo sauce. You don't have to make your own. You can use store-bought Alfredo sauce and get a couple of jars in case you feel like you need more, because when you bake it in the oven, it soaks up that goodness, and so you may need it to be a little bit more juicy before it goes into the oven. But let me tell you, it was amazing. It was so delicious. It was so wonderful. After we ate, we cleaned the dining room table up. As you can see, that was Saturday night. Sunday, I usually don't do a whole lot because we're busy at church. We had the meal after church. Then we came home and did couch time. Then we checked the cows last night. Bryant had a board meeting. So I just was like, I'll finish Monday evening or Tuesday. It's okay. Today's a busy day. We have some running to do. But, yeah, so I still have a little bit of cleaning up, but we cleaned up the dining room table. We sat around. Bryant and I and Caroline and Jamie know how to play rook. Isaac knew the basics, but he had never played a lot with us, and Jessica had never played. So we taught Isaac and Jessica how to play rook, and he and Jessica were partners, and me and Bryant were partners, and we played rook. And then Caroline and Jamie kind of helped Jessica, because Isaac kind of knew. He's watched us play for years. But we played rook, and it was so much fun. The boys had a great time, and so it was just a wonderful, wonderful evening. I love our family dinners. Love them. If you have a family that, I'm an empty nester now. I don't have kids here anymore, but they're still close by. So that I'm blessed in that sense. But what I do is once a week, once every other week, I try to have a family dinner where everybody comes over. They don't rush off unless they have something else. Don't rush off, and we do something fun, whether it be watch a movie. Carving pumpkins will be coming up soon. The last Saturday we played rook, and so it's just a fun time with family. And I love being an empty nester. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love being an empty nester. It's great. I used to watch, what was that? It was the Bill Cosby show, and he would laugh and want his kids out of the house, and I thought, how could you want your kids out of the house? Da, da, da. But I love being an empty nester, but I love my family being close, and so I'm glad I still get to see them. I know not everybody is blessed with that. So many people have family that have spread out, and yeah, I'll probably follow my children wherever they go. No, I won't, but yeah, I am truly blessed to have my family not only in the same town, but kind of on the same property. It's all, all of our property is connected. So it is great. And but now, what else was I going to tell you? I wanted to tell you how the night went, and I wanted to explain the way the recipe's going to be. So like I said, I'm just going to leave you a list of ingredients and a base Alfredo sauce. But remember, you can use store-bought Alfredo sauce, and you can add what you want to, double the recipe, triple the recipe, whatever you need to do. So like I said, I'm just going to give you a list, no amounts, except for the base Alfredo sauce. So, all right, I will see you guys next time on The Farming Pastor's Wife. Love you guys, and remember, the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.